Hello and welcome, my name is Asaf and this is Mastering Rhythm with Konnakol. This is video 6 in our video series. In this video I will show a slightly more advanced exercise, so I would really encourage you that if you haven't checked all the videos, please do. It will provide you a basis for what we are doing in this one. So in the last video we spoke a little bit about adaptive rhythm, what it is and its use in odd time signatures. In this video we will speak a little bit more about adaptive rhythm, and I will give you an exercise in 5/4 or 5-beat cycle. This one is very similar to the first exercise that we did in video number 1, but we will convert it right now to a 5-beat cycle. 5-beat cycle is clapped traditionally in this way. We clap on the first beat like that, and then we have a gap on the second beat. So we are not clapping anything on the second beat. The third beat will be a wave, okay, and the fourth beat will be a wave 2, and we will have another gap on beat number 5. So we have 2 gaps here, beat number 2 and beat number 5, and the whole thing looks like this: 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. And if you are not familiar with this, maybe take a little bit of time and try and do this for a few times until you get used to the clapping. So if you remember, we spoke about gaps in previous videos, and usually associated with gaps in the syllables or gaps in the singing, and we were creating gaps such as ta instead of taka for a group of 2, and also for tangu or takita for a group of 3. Now in this case we have a different type of gaps. The gaps are here in the clapping, and you will see as we go along how this can make this exercise a little bit more interesting and challenging. We're going to take the first exercise we've done in video number 1 and convert it to 5-beat cycle. So one more thing I would like to add here before we start is that although I've named this beat cycle 5-beat cycle, it's sometimes referred to in traditional Konnakol as a 2.5-beat cycle. And the reason for that is that because 2.5-beat cycle or 5-beat cycle, you can call it, is usually clapped double the speed of an 8-beat cycle. So for instance, when we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, then the 5-beat cycle will be clapped 1 1 2 3 4 5. So you can call it 5/8 or 2.5-beat cycle. But let's call it, just for convenience, let's call this 5-beat cycle. So here's the exercise. We're going to have 3 speeds here, and we're going to use the syllables taka, takita, 2 plus 3, which will give us 5. And you can also see that this will correspond to the way the 5-beat cycle is divided. 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3. So we have a 5-beat cycle which is 2 plus 3. And this is a very traditional way of clapping it. So the first speed will sound like this: ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta. The second speed will sound like this. Remember, in the second speed we have 2 syllables per beat, or 8th note you can call them, in a 5-beat cycle, and this will sound like this: 1 2 3 4, start. Taka, takita, taka, takita, taka, takita, taka, takita, taka, takita, taka, takita. ta, ta. Okay, so try and do this, but if you're having some trouble with this, let's break it down and see, first of all, where are the junction points. Always try and look into junction point first if you're having any challenges with any rhythms that you are playing or singing. Okay, so let's look at the junction points here. Taka, taki, ta. Okay, so the syllable ta, which is the last syllable of the three, meets the first wave, which is the third beat. Taka, taki, ta. And let's move forward and see where the second junction point is. Taka, taki, ta, taka. Taka, taki, ta, taka. The syllable ka, which is the second syllable of the group of two, meets the second wave, which is the fourth beat. Taka, taki, ta, taka. All we need is just to say another takita, which will not have any junction points, and this will complete this speed. Taka, taki, ta, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta. Taka, taki, ta, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta. Taka, taki, ta, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ta. Okay, so if you notice, I'm accenting or emphasizing the junction points. Let's move on to the third speed. And in the third speed, we have 4 syllables per beat. And it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Taka takita taka takita taka takita taka takita ka takita taka 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 takita ta. Okay, now let's see how we can break this down. And first thing, we want to break it down to junction points, of course. And it goes like this. Taka takita taka taki. Okay, the syllable ki meets the third beat, or you can say the first wave. Syllable ki again. Taka takita taka taki. Okay, and let's examine the next junction point. Taka takita taka takita taka takita. Takita, or the first syllable of the 3, ta, meets the next wave, which is the fourth beat. Taka, takita, taka, takita, taka, takita, taka, takita. Now let's try and do this again, a little bit slower, and put a nice big emphasis on the junction points. 1, 2, 3, 4, start. Taka, takita, taka, takita, taka, takita, taka, taki. Taka, takita, taka, takita, taka, takita, taka, takita. Taka, takita, taka, takita, taka, takita, taka, takita, ta. So the next step will be to do everything without accents, like this. Taka takita taka takita taka takita taka takita taka takita taka takita taka taka takita ta. So the next step we can take is sing this again, but use accents. And when I say accents, I mean the first syllable in every syllable group. Taka and takita. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, start. Taka, takita, 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 ta. So we now have the 3 speeds, and we can now sing the whole exercise. But before we do that, I'd like to briefly stop here and speak a little bit more about adaptive rhythm and stress its importance, and especially in 5-beat cycle. Now, as you noticed in this clapping cycle, we have 2 plus 3. So we have a group of 2 and then a group of 3. Taka and then takita. Now your brain will have to go from that awareness to another awareness, from 2 to 3. and that transition will require you to make an adaptation. Okay, and there's also an adaptation when you're coming back from the 3 back to the first beat, which will be back to the 2, 3 back to the 2. So your brain will always have to go like this. Even if you already know 5-beat cycle very well, your mind still has to do that adaptation, 2, 3, 2, 3, the whole time when you are playing in that time signature. Now, in my opinion, 5-beat cycle is actually the hardest odd time signature. And if you look at the concept of adaptive rhythm, you might agree with that, because when you look at the smallest groups, the groups we're dividing a 5-beat cycle into, we have 2 and then 3. 2 is one of the smallest groups there is. Well, the smallest group will be 1, but 2, and then the next smallest group will be 3. So we don't have much time to make the adaptation. When we are playing, say, in 7-beat cycle, we have, say, 4 and then 3. So we have more time, we have more beats and more time to make that adaptation or to prepare for that adaptation. So your mind has to always do that adaptation, and very quickly in the case of 5/4 or 5-beat cycle. The other thing that makes this exercise a little bit more challenging is the gaps. And here we are creating gaps within the clapping, again, as I said in the beginning. Okay, so we have two very challenging factors, the gaps and the adaptation that we have to consider in this exercise. And that is why this exercise might seem more difficult or challenging than the other ones I showed previously. Okay, so let's see if we can do the whole exercise now. And the exercise goes like this: 2 cycles of the first speed, 2 cycles of the second speed, 2 cycles of the third speed, 2 cycles of the second speed, followed by 2 cycles of the first speed. So we go up and we go down like a triangular shape. And let's try to do this nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, 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 taka takita 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 ta ka ta ki ta ta ka ta ki ta. So this was the whole exercise, or you can say composition, in 5-beat cycle using the 3 speeds. Now I'm reminding you to go through those stages, looking at those different rhythmic aspects, the junction points, and then no accents, and then using the accent, meaning accenting the first syllable in every group. Okay? Now another thing, if you're feeling a little bit more adventurous, what you can do is using some gaps in the syllables as well as the claps. So remember from last time we said that we can make a taka into a ta. Okay? We say the ta, but we do not say the ka. So we can do the same exercise using that gap. For instance, and I'll show that really quickly. Ta, ta, ki, ta. Ta, ki, ta, 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 ki, ta. And similarly, you can do the same thing with the takita using a tangu instead of the takita. Taka tangu, like this. Thank you very much for watching this clip. Subscribe and hit the notification button or like. Please comment if you have any questions or comments below. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next clip. Thank you so much.